Hi guys, Mr. Jaeger here, and welcome back to the front. In the last episode, we did a few things. We were just in the process of stabilizing the region of Vienna, Austria, and we just started to make our move towards Bavaria when the Ottoman Empire just out of nowhere declared on me. Now, I imagine, having attempted to message me numerous times to sort of say, hey, let's have that sort of early access to your territory, and me constantly saying no, probably irritated them to the point where they decided, you know what, subtleties are the next, subtlety is not important, let's just do this. So they've declared war on me, but luckily for us, we've been able to get some solid hits in. The first hit has been to nab Sarajevo, well, to almost nab Sarajevo in a crucial, complete one-sided fight in terms of terrain. So yeah, definitely was given a nice early hat on that one. And the next sort of win, if you will, say that's a win, is I've been able to completely counter any kind of movement that the Ottomans have made, as well as ensure the flank protection. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be focusing on knocking out this guy, because he's quite a high-ranking general who I'm guessing is attempting to move towards Croatia. I'm in the process of recruiting more troops for East Prussia, and Serbia, well, our troops in Serbia are getting ready to make a move, but there are reinforcements in the area, so fun times be having soon. So at this point, we're just going to end the turn, and we're just going to see what's going to happen. I could potentially make a push towards Belgrade, but the problem is there's a giant army of Turks raring to go, and I don't really want to risk pushing them too far. Hungary and Vienna are currently keeping the peace. Economically wise, we're not doing so hot, considering we're recruiting an army down in the south to kind of counteract whatever shit may be flowing in our direction, because there is always the chance the Ottomans could attempt to push through this region here. Speaking of which, to the happiness. No, you, yeah, same. Right, we'll deal with that in a minute. So it's problematic, to say the least. 1 to the happiness. Well, we're recruiting more troops, so that'll kind of counteract things a bit for however long. So yes, it's looking less pleasant. I might also recruit some. Well, no, I might need to save the cash wherever I can get it. But yeah, it's definitely less pleasant than it used to be, for sure. Anyway, let us end the turn and see what we can do. I'm not using any naval forces in this endeavor because, well, what's the point? Oh, we've also made an alliance with Britain. Oh god, here we go. So we are... No, I'll make a counter offer. What tech do you have? You have got sauerkraut and lime, which is going to be quite useful. I will trade you those two for that and light infantry doctrine. You don't have many military attacks. I'll throw in a 4-crop rotation. That's better. I won't have you make payment. And I think that'll give... That should be a fair trade. Of course. You're not having to pay, you're just having to give some technology to us to potentially make things a little cheaper on our end. But what do? You don't do shit. I'm not giving you all the technology. Like, to be fair, the technology I was going to be giving him was actually quite good. Right. Okay. Well, the good news is we actually got that technology, and I completely forgot we were researching it. Oops. Right, well, the first thing you're going to be focusing on is not that, but instead, yeah, conscription. Yes, it's going to cause problems, and the people are going to be irritated, but it will lead towards good things. Actually, no. Socket bayonet. Different story. You're going for the socket bayonet. Actually, no, you're not being researched. You will go for that. You are one turn away from researching that, which is the naval board, which we have now got. Magdeburg. Bundeswehr. Hanover. Oh, I just realized. Ah. Well, we'll deal with the shit in the meantime. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Where are you? Yeah, okay. You're in... Yeah, and then you are in there. Right, well, once you two have finished building up the charts, which, to be fair, Naval Architecture Advances provides a lot of... allows us to make better ships, so it is quite a useful building. We need intel. And fast. Right. Need you to pull back. Give me a heads up on what's going on. Okay. Don't see an army. That does not mean... How many more turns? 3 turns. Algiers. Why are you upset? Why are you upset? What the fuck are you... Religious unrest, still 2. Oh, for God's sake. Right. That's a lot of money I'm going to lose if I take rid of that. Oh, fuck me. Why? Why? That is so stupid. I've got the most upgraded building in the game right now. That's so fucking stupid. I've got to cut my fucking taxes in order to be able to earn a decent amount. Ah, of course. Oh yeah, Poland, we need that. Sounds weird, but my infrastructure needs to be in. Okay, so they've combined their troops. So... Right. I don't see any Ottoman armies, so I'm just curious as to what might be happening. And the motherfucker is in my turf. But the good news is I have a priest already determined to kill him, so that's fine. But still, that's irritating. Right, let's see if we can get this thing. Right. So, the situation with these guys is ever decreasing. My guys have still taken some level of attrition. But it's nowhere near as bad as it could be. Yeah, no, they're chilling. Well, we're replenishing them, so it's fine. I can just chill with that. No need to worry. What I will do, though, is I will move my troops up. I'm going to move this army. It's got pretty decently experienced troops. I'm going to move you to the bridge. Right, so you are kind of safe. Kind of. Right. You lay siege. Right, he captures that. You... Right. Okay, good. The AI isn't going to do anything, which is kind of nice. Right. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and grab Belgrade and Serbia. And then once I've, once this army has... Once I've grabbed... I'm going to... So, yeah, start again. To reiterate the plans from the previous episode, I'm going to grab from Bosnia, Serbia, and Bulgaria. These 3 territories, I will then sue for peace with the Ottoman Empire, because I don't want to be in a long, big war with them right now. Again, really don't want to be in a big war with them, because right now I'm a little bit edgy over my situation, my rather precarious situation with Sweden. Sweden and I are on really good terms. We shouldn't have to go to war, but I was on really good terms with the Ottomans, and they decided to go to war with me. So, rather than be potentially in a shit situation, I want to be friends with the... because those arseholes have stuck with the Ottomans. but they're not joining the war. And it looks like the fuckers have rejoined their allies as well, which is kind of irritating. So I'm going to declare war. Well, I'm going to defeat the Ottomans in this war, end the war, and sort of go, look, you've done something wrong, you've attempted to attack me, and you've suffered the consequences for it. So now I need you to... Right, I'm going to pull you... Like, you can't do anything. You're useless over there. Like, all you're doing is wasting your time. I hate you for it, but it's no different to what I'm doing in the other countries. It's just I'm going to be better at it. The difference between you and me is that I'm actually better at it. Right. So the good news is it's only him, and I get the backup. So this battle should be fairly quick. It's a lot of cavalry, which kind of favors me to be brutal. But we'll see. We'll see. A wise philosophy. Because, well, let's face it. I would do the same, given the circumstances. Right, no, so the battles are definitely going to be a bit tough, and... Christ. I don't know why the Ottomans thought they could try this shit. Or why the Ottomans thought now, of all times, to try. To be fair, they did time it well in terms of attacking me at a vulnerable juncture. I kind of over-relied on my my position as... Okay, so they now have a pretty good position. Right. Okay, so we've got to... Well, the thing is, they can't attack me because, well, I have the cannon advantage. So, in a sense, all I need to do is set up. Because, technically speaking, this area would be absolutely gorgeous for cavalry. I'm going to kind of force them on the... I'm going to force them onto flat ground. So, I'm going to deploy the cannon slightly away from the lines. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And deploy these guys in a kind of bow-like formation. Actually, no. There you go, perfect. Remaining dudes will chill to the right flank. If we're lucky, the game will kind of do what it does normally with towns and deploy them on each side of the town, giving me the ability to isolate the fuckers. We'll put the Lancers in the position over here so I can potentially do an outflank maneuver. However, it's unlikely. I'm not hopeful. Again, the big we're still relatively new on how to counter Ottoman tactics of shitload of cavalry.
Canister shot is the basic anti-personnel ammunition type. Usable by both cannon and howitzers at short ranges, it fires a cone of balls, lethal to tightly packed foes. Select canister shot by clicking on the canister shot button in the lower right of the screen.
Right. It's their vocab, I think. To be brutal, I'm not too sure how our cavalry would fare in combat against their cavalry. You know what? Actually, that's a good point. I should probably not try it. I want to preserve my cavalry. This kind of engagement's a little bit fucky. I'm going to withdraw my infantry to a slightly better position. And it's kind of done what I hoped it would do, but not as well. Right, I'm going to redeploy. Right, you three. To be fair, it's only this lot that needs to be a bit careful. Yeah. In a weird way, this is kind of the best thing we can do. Incoming. Here they come. I'm not liking how fucking close they're getting. yeah, they're gonna hit. Fuck me. Shit. I think if I deployed my troop, if I hadn't, well, to be fair, if I hadn't deployed my troops in a particular way, they're just bum rushing us at this point. Get the fuck back on those guns. Point blanking, effectively. Alright, that's them gone. 51 gone. More aggressive. I probably should have pulled more troops backwards from they're focusing on that. Big auxiliary, Bosniaks. Yeah, Bosniaks are definitely the Lancer Cav, heavy Lancer Cav from what I can tell. Right, yeah, that's something I need to be keeping an eye out for. Again, this is inexperience when dealing with... Oh, hello. You sneaky bastards. You know, for once... For once, an idiot cavalry unit deciding to walk actually saved its own skin. Not in your case, though. Right, they're going to have to be taken care of in that respect. Open up. Go back to regular shot. Target that infantry. Yeah, you got fucking ripped. Right, cavalry has taken that position. Infantry better start moving up. We've definitely suffered heavy casualties in this battle, that no doubt. And it's our grenadiers as well. Hold fire. These guys are way more aggressive than I anticipated them. That's fine. That's what we have tracked. I kind of anticipated having something akin to this. It's really shitty, unfortunately, but it is the necessary lessons of this battle, of fighting the Ottomans, that we're going to have to learn. And this does give me some knowledge on what to do. I mean, the first thing is that we absolutely must not allow... Well, to be fair, the lesson I need to take is deploy further back. If you've got a cavalry-focused force... Oh, you what? Jesus Christ. This is where the mod shines, in my opinion. Seriously. Holy shit. The mod is shining in this point. Fucking mines being placed. Aggressive actions by AI. Like, seriously, this battle is... If anything, this battle's teaching me the kind of shit that really goes to show what kind of situation I'm in this war. And it makes me kind of glad I didn't commit the general. Fortunately, there's a large portion of the enemy who are going to get away. I mean, we've won the battle. One would hope. Right. One of you, go after them. You, go after them. I mean, this battle has definitely been a rough one, without a doubt. And they've routed. Fucking. Balls to it. Yeah, I would count that as a close victory. That was a rough one, to say the least. Yeah. That's one of my more favourite speeches. Basically, the modern combat starting to eke through. So we outnumbered the enemy. Well, to be fair, it shows the total forces deployment, but really we only had about 5K's worth of troops. So we outnumbered the enemy quite a bit, but they did cost us quite a few men. And unfortunately, what's worse is my worst fears. Yeah, they got a fucking way, which means we're basically at square one. And they get more reverse walk. Fuck me. Okay. Well, there you go. Whole shitty situation. Poland. I know you said you need infrastructure, but I need my troops fixed up. And we don't get that with that. Right. Algiers is in a bit of a shitty situation. Sauerkraut has kind of come in at a clutch. Fine Corporal, that's good. Gives my commanders some more experience. And of course now we have the waiting game. Once again, more time waiting. But to be fair, it's not the end of the world. I just do worry. I'm kind of being strategically... I'm trying to be strategic in my deployment as well, because obviously... I mean, we're recruiting troops up in Königsberg. So it's like so in about a few turns' time, we're going to be able to start seeing some real improvement. Speaking of which, we probably should add to that. What troops do we have right now? 2 units of Jaeger infantry along with that, line infantry. We no longer have that, but we do have that. I feel Jaeger infantry are probably something we need to keep an eye out for. But it looks like there's limited... Yep, there's limited forces in that regard. I think I should also attempt to recruit some cannon as well. A couple of 12-pounders should do the trick. Here we go. It's a turn belf, but still. So Königsberg and East and Warsaw are kind of combining the two. Vienna is also kind of combining as well, so it's sort of looking fairly solid. Troop-wise, I'm hoping to be able to resolve certain things, but That whole situation in Algiers doesn't make any fucking sense to me, but hey-ho. Unless it's because of the situation in, well, here, that they hear that their own, just, you know, people are potentially being resolved. I don't know. But still. The big one at the moment is, can we hold against whatever shit may be flowing in our direction in Bosnia? Every turn we have against the Ottoman forces gives us more time to... Well, the war is definitely... Yeah. Every turn we have against the Ottomans, it gives us an opportunity to do some damage against them inside that settlement. But then it gives them a chance to counterattack, do something special. And they did just blunt my advance. So... Oh, fuck a duck. Yeah, reinforcements in the Navy. In the Navy. In all the 7 seas in the Navy. Right, your job. You're going to be switching to the socket bayonet, and you're going to be enjoying... No. You're on that. You on that. You on that. You're on... Jesus Christ, that's not a lot for you to do. Everything's like super expensive for you. Yeah, no, naval shit is effectively all I can really suggest. Yeah, sure that. I mean, rifled cannons would be better as well, I suppose. Improved coppering. To be fair, preserved foods is probably a useful thing to have. So while you have no gentlemen to speak of, you do at least have the capacity. Yes, that's actually going to be quite useful. Right. Watch as my infrastructure and fucking... Yeah, exactly. Good news is Protestantism is going to be beating religious unrest, and hopefully the resistance to foreign occupation decides to disappear, which is going to be slow but sure. But more importantly, we do have that. Though sadly, there are now Ottoman forces inside. There's the cunt! That's where he was now. Right. So now we need... Right, I need you to deploy further here. I will have you now deploy to the south here. They've moved away. That's not good. Right, where have they moved to? Is my question. They have 4 turns till surrender. You have 2 turns till surrender. I have a fully reinforced army now. I wish you could see what's inside, because I'm guessing it's damaged. Has to be. But that's still a lot of missile cav. But they could attack, causing a 2-front attack, which I'm not looking forward towards. And obviously, Ottoman Empire could be doing something here, but at the moment, I've got no navy to speak of, so... Right, Tunis, you are currently just chilling with your new troops, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yeah, just new line infantry along with your cuirassiers. The first 2 Horse Guard cavalry regiments, which is pretty cool. Right, I will need to probably... Yeah, you'll be getting something soon, so you'll be getting your cannon infantry, and that's going to be... To be fair, that's going to be fine. Worst case scenario, what I can do is use the army from here and move them along to the eastern front, southern front, to see if I could perhaps claim Cairo, if I can't seem to get the peace. Like, if I capture these 3 regions and the Ottoman Empire don't surrender, then I can go, right, well, that's your shit, and I move this army to the south and try and see if we can grab Cairo. They won't be very well supported, mind you, but shit. It's shit or bust, unfortunately. 100... Yeah. Still just 0. We'll see. As I said, we need to get ourselves moving into Serbia. I mean, to be fair, I would like to attack and focus on just holding, but... Yeah, we we don't have the troops. To be fair, what we can do is bunny hop him into there, amalgamate whatever troops we can, and just kind of go for it. Though he is in position to strike already, but he's also suffered quite atrociously in the casualties. So, yeah, it's not really looking optimal, is it? It's just not optimal. Right. Well, you know what? We need to make a battle. Oh, of course he's getting reinforcements, so we're fucked either way. If that's the case, then I'll wait until we can force a surrender. Because if he's already coming to attack, then there's no point in me doing anything. Yeah, you fucking try it, mate. We're suffering, unfortunately, under the yoke of that thing, but our priest is keeping the peace at the our priest is keeping the peace. Yes, our priest is currently working on the peaceful means, which is good. Troops being recruited over here as well, so won't be long before cannon is being made. Pretty soon, the religious unrest will also dissipate as well, which is fantastic news. I'm honest to God looking forward to not having to worry about that. There will be a point where I can actually kind of relax about some things, but at the moment it's just being a bit of a bitch. So that's fine on that one. Yeah, so you're waiting. You might as well wait too. I'm in no rush. There's no real rush. Nothing we can really do. It sounds stupid, but it's true. Because at the moment, all we've got... Right, Sweden really wants that new... Okay, I again request this. I will give you this. I even give you carcass shot. And what for the improved grape shot? Actually, no deal. You want your new model bayonet drill. What are you going to do? So they come once again in a sortie, bringing with them their elite troops alongside a fair amount of their cavalry. My troops have recovered 100%, which I can kind of see why they decided to replace the replenishment system with from what this is to the other system where you have to be in your own turf. Truth be told, I prefer this method as well. However, I do also appreciate the fact that I can replenish my troops in enemy territory. Oh, it's stupid, but it works. Right. And more to the point, oh, that's not fair. That's just not fair. I'm sorry, but that is not fair. Under any circumstances, that is so not fucking fair. Oh, that's not fair. Right, okay. I'm sorry, that is genuinely hilarious, but also not fair under any fucking rules of... under the Geneva Convention, I feel that there is some... Well, no, to be fair, they haven't been written yet, so it's fine. I can even build spike strips. That's how fucking hilarious this is. Right, we are going to need to deploy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will deploy troops, and I'll deploy them in a way that allows me to fully benefit from yeeting the fuckers off the bridge. These things I probably am going to be very important to us, but I'm also not going to deploy them in this battle, at least not in that respect. 4, 5, 6. I'm probably going to do something like this. Majority of the line goes here. 4 regiments, kind of similar to what we did last time. 4 regiments will take a defensive position along this kind of hill. 2 regiments upwards. This time I think we're going to be a bit more defensively positioned and more geared towards flank attacks from the side. These guys will use spike strips, but this does leave this section to be a little bit open, I will admit. But it does give us some freedom in the back area here. Cavalry, I'm going to be focusing on defensive positions here. In more honesty, I'm not going to be using them much. I'm going to keep a couple of those regiments. I'm going to have probably these 3 regiments here, and then this regiment kind of aware of this point. But then, yeah, these guys quickly deploy. Set up the cannon and howitzer. Set up the cannon and howies up on that point. Intriguing. They've deployed a majority of their troops this on that side. Have they learnt? I'll redeploy some of the troops to the left, to the right flank. We'll spread these boys out a bit. We can still get some cheeky shots on them over there. Commander will take a defensive point here. I mean, the enemy, what they may do is they may move across this position here to kind of flank around to come back up the hill again, because this area is kind of fucky in order to get up. This is a good point for any counter-cavalry tactics, because they're either going to have to go all the long way around here, or they're going to have to go through some spiky fucky, which can be problematic. Issue is, though, we can potentially also open up. Issue is, unfortunately, we do have the problem of... Problem is, we do have the issue of enemies... Oh. Did we get kills? No, not quite, but we're close. Yeah, the normal cannons aren't going to do a lot in this battle, sadly, but it's kind of the point. We're facing understrength regiments, mind you, so it's not quite the end of the world. They're not really in a position to do much, but they also have a fair amount of cavalry, which, yeah, I don't really want to risk too much in terms of... Feuer einstehen. Feuer frei. Newt. Thinking if we do it like this might make the whole aiming process a lot easier. I mean, again, this is an unenviable position, to say the least. What's made worse is the fact that the 12-pounders are probably going to have to doubly work on this one. Again, this is the battle. If there's anything that, if anything, this proves to me the quality of the howitzers over the. Like if there ever was a battle to say prove the quality and value of your howitzers, this would be it. And undeniably, they have done their job. I mean, these guys have done tremendous work. I cannot and will not like sing the praises of these things enough. The only thing I would say is wish I had more guns available. But then again, weirdly enough, the lack of cannon has actually made their placement to me a little easier. Like like in previous times I've played this, I've played through the Empire, or in Napoleon, there'd be times where I'd be like, there'd be times where I would be sort of struggling to find a place to plonk the cannon, because the cannon would be in such an awkward spot that it would just make it would just make the whole thing fucking tedious, to say the least. So what I would do, so the fact that I don't have to worry as much about the cannon placement is pretty nice. Also, get the fuck in there. Fucking 1st Regiment. To be fair, they've taken some pretty atrocious casualties, which they seem to be taking even more so. So I will happily take that. But at this point, we're just waiting for them to come up. So I'm just going to kind of skim through this battle a bit, because again, I think what's probably going to happen is we're going to be dealing with a rather large amount of enemies marching up towards us. We kind of recover our troops' morale and positioning. They come at this like a water on rock, and then we completely flatten them. The only thing I would say that possibly makes the scenario better for us is if they all decided to just come at us from one position, but I don't think we'll be getting that. Reinforcements are kind of coming over the hill, which unfortunately they are tired now, but look, the last loyal Ronin Legion, being proud, being awesome. It's just placement of cavalry now. I feel kind of sorry for the normal cannon, but the thing is, the normal cannons have kind of done, they've kind of done their thing, in a sense. Like, they've had battles where they've decimated, hello. Oh, that's fine. They've decimated enemy forces, so for me to have, I think it's only fair for the normal infantry, or the normal howitzers, like the howitzers to have a go. But have mortars, mind you. But I don't think we can get mortars in this mod for some reason. Not sure why, but mortars are just not there. So, fair enough. I mean, I won't talk about it because, again... Come on! Come on! Come on! Yes! Just as they got into the fucking formation. These guys are just going to get fucking slumped. They're like, wait, where the fuck has everyone gone? Oh, shit! We'll bucket this somehow, man. Where you think you're going, scumbag? Get the fuck down from there, you Scheiße. Nothing like annihilation of cavalry. Sets the art going. Okay, so my wish about the enemy forces coming from one direction may be answered. GG. Double time it. Make ready. Kind of curious as to why. Okay, the big slugfest is happening. This could be problematic. Their Mamluks are probably going to get in contact because these guys haven't taken much shot. And then they're coming in. That's a good tactic. That's actually kind of a good tactic. Sounds silly, but it's like they're using one unit as a bait, as a sacrificial lamb, so that these guys can't do things. Now, what would have been intelligent is if those guys had continued to push, because while one unit is getting completely decimated, the other unit then gets closer and closer, and then it kind of you're using, it's kind of like, well, you're kamikazing effectively. But eventually, rather than having one massive, it's like mass charging, but not quite, because you're using the fact of many units at the same time, but in a total war sense. So they're coming in a staggered column. So while one unit gets annihilated, the other unit gets the ability to close in. Now, I'm not saying this is a very successful tactic. As you can see, it hasn't worked. But, like, the main reason that you want to... The big sort of threat to me in this particular campaign, or this particular battle, is if the enemy closes in, because my main fear is taking casualties. So what I don't want to happen is the enemy to attack me. What I don't want to happen is for my guys to get into melee battles, because these cavalry can do quite a lot of damage to me. If you look at them, they're pretty fucking hedge, even if they look like Swiss cheese at the moment. So them getting into melee contact with me would actually be quite a fucking disaster, because that would do severe damage to my units, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, my answer was... Yeah, my prayer was answered. We've... They all came for my fucking left. They've all come for my left. What in the God Emperor is going on? I'm like, wait, he said he wants them all on one side. Okay. And you're just standing there doing what you do. Fair enough. I'll let you just get annihilated on my line. This is a problem. Those irregulars are a problem. Or not? What the fuck? Why are you charging me? Do you not have ammo? Why are the AI doing this? Like, they normally deploy... You've seen them deploy their light infantry in the... really well. Like, in the previous battle, in the previous time we've done this... I mean, in the previous battle, you've seen them deploy really fucking well. And giving, causing me to lose lots of troops. But this battle, they just can't seem to focus. It's probably because of the hill. It's probably because what they're doing is they probably want to go for something like my cavalry, who are obviously vulnerable targets, and my infantry are just in the way, which... Unfortunately, we're not really got some decent shots. It's just a fucking slaughter. It won't be long before we can just capture this place. It'll have taken some time, sure, but like in the grand scheme of things, I've not, weirdly enough, I've not actually laid siege and just captured the city, very often. Like, normally what happens is I tend to fight for my cities. Maybe that's not the most intelligent of maneuvers, but I don't like to sit around and wait for the enemy to surrender. I normally kind of am more aggressive. And as a result, I very seldom... I think, to be fair, I think I could count the amount of times I've let a settlement fall... start again. I can count the amount of times I have let a city... be captured just from the siege alone on my hand. I'm not joking. Like, seriously, I have almost never captured a settlement just by letting the siege end. But on this one occasion, this occasion, which I'm going to count it as the third. That's how, I'm honest to God, not lying. That is how often I think I've let a siege happen. So I'm thinking the third time I've done this in my entire Total War career. So, rare privilege. Very rare privilege. So now, I have to, they're just going to sit there and be really irritatingly close to... Are you going to get free shots? What the fuck? Since when does cavalry outrange fucking infantry? You fucking pricks. Double fucking time it. I would look forward to seeing your deaths fairly soon. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we haven't taken that many casualties, so I suppose we should have... Well, not that I want to take casualties, but, there's their general's unit. He didn't last long. And there you go. That's a pretty nice location. Yeah. 54 deaths to 1,700 troops. And they have 120 left. And there you go. Perfect. So the Ottoman Empire has once again struggled. And I'm going to want to do the same for... My recruitment report, Poland, Algiers, fantastic. Königsberg, East Prussia. Right. How much money do we have left in the coffers? Not a huge amount. You've got Prussian Jaegers alongside that. You've got 2 cannon, which are going to transport straight into Königsberg. Entertainment and culture. You're not owning much as a city, are you? You'd think they would earn more, but no, they don't. Like, this province is worth 7,000. This one's, well, sorry, 2,000. Like, the difference in fucking economy. Fucking hell. I mean, I know I haven't upgraded, I'll be honest with you. True, but... Oh, really? So, the ability for us to defend ourselves... Oh! 90 gun ship of the line. Ooh. Oh, that's very tempting. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Because, you know what? We may not do much Navy at the moment, but like the ability to recruit ships that are fucking hench. I don't think we'll have much of opportunities to use them, but by God, I would love to. Right. Line Infanterie und Jäger. Grenadieren. And then I think that should be enough for a army, well... Army Corps? Dare I say? Well, we've got an additional cavalry regiment coming in, so and these guys are actually the 5th regiment, so they've taken a bit of a they've been in battle, that's for sure. Oh fuck me, the amount of bloody Austria. Well, good news is Austria is actually kind of happy. Bad news is I can't fucking tax it yet. But Protestantism is actually finally king of the roost today, which is good. So now I'm hoping in the near future to be able to to eventually be able to bump up the taxes, because once we get that, we get more money again, which is very useful. And you're still pissed because you're being a petulant piece of garbage. Eh? Right. That should be enough. And I actually can recruit a general. Right. Well, I'm going to recruit a general up in north first, because I feel like that's more of a pressing front line. So, new gym commander. His name is Mr. Christoph Holgarten. And you... Oh, nice. It's actually going to be quite useful. You, my dear sir, will be in charge of the Eastern Defense Forces. You are QRF, and you may not see action for quite some time. Unfortunately, it is the way of things. But my main intention is, once the war here is over, I'm going to put you straight to, we're going to put you on defensive reactionary forces, because I want to make an alliance. If I can like end the war here, make an alliance with the Swedish, and they're like, yeah, it's fine, we're all good friends, then I'll immediately put you towards grabbing Bavaria, because then that will put you into some good use. But I do need a general for this region, sadly. Oh, good. So we've got 2 units here, but I'm gonna be fairly confident and say that I can leave. You're not going to be doing anything, and we've got 3 turns till anything will happen. So I'm going to push towards... I'm going to push towards these guys. And then we're going to push towards Bulgaria. We grab Bulgaria. That's another bit of turf on my side. I don't want to risk it. Sounds boring, but I don't want to risk it. This battle should take barely a second, but I know for a fact that if I use the auto-resolve thing, I'm going to end up getting bit in the arse. So, rather than risk that, I'm going to take the intelligent decision and go, nuh-uh. Just, no. No, we're not doing that. And, of course, this is the battle where they get... Well, actually, to be fair, I have all the cards in my favour. I need only place the cannon. And... Right, I'm going to put the cannon slightly further back from them before. In retrospect towards what happened this episode. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 units of infantry. And you boys will take a defensive position along here. Cavalry will defend here and be behind them. You will be behind them. Boom. Cannon. Haubitzen. And let's go. Now, are you going to chill or do you want me to push? I imagine they're probably going to want to chill, which is fine. I will detach 4 regiments on the... Actually, 4 regiments on this flank. They're very small, but I don't trust it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to move up my troops to this position here. I could force them to come out of their hidey holes, but I also feel that that would be a bit of a waste of time. So I am going to focus on just pushing with my infantry. They're elitened enough. They know what the score is. 4 regiments of infantry are going to be more than enough. You know what? Fuck it. I'll support them with an additional push. Right, I'll move them. I'll move these boys up towards this position. Because then what this does is it allows us to... Oh, hello. Oh, that's a cool place. Looks like some kind of... it's like some kind of, like, building or what the school might look like from the ground perspective. It's a very nice looking location. It almost looks like one of those ski resort hotels you see in, well, the Alps, effectively. I think this is a randomly generated terrain, though. To be fair, I don't know what the policy or the engine / thing is designed to do with the... it's a really nice location, I'm not going to lie. If this is randomly generated, then this is a very nice randomly generated terrain. Alright, so the main aim here is we're going to just try and force the bastards into a bit of a predicament. Flanking positions over to the left, though these guys are getting a little bit too close for my personal comfort. I like how I'm pointing, but you can obviously... Not what I'm saying, but these guys, they're getting a bit closer to these guys, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Cavalry is quite important, but infantry is less so. What I don't want is a massive slugfest. If at possible, I would really prefer to be able to kill these guys without suffering a single casualty. Or if I have to suffer casualties, which I really would rather not, I would rather have the... I would rather be having to deal with, like, less than 20 casualties. That's the map. 20 casualties and lower is what I would consider a successful engagement. And that sounds a bit over the top, but at the same time, it's like, no, that's what we need to do to ensure security. Right, they're reacting to the other dudes. Now they're getting a bit jippy with the AI. This gives me an opportunity to potentially move up. Like, my troops have been marching all over the place, and they're going to be getting a bit closer. But yeah, we're going to be seeing what potential... we're going to be seeing what potential they've got. Because at this point, I'm just wanting to be as careful as possible. There's 0% chance of me winning... yes, there's 0% chance of me winning this battle. Oh, god damn it. I'm so fucked. No, it's the 0% chance of them winning the... Stopping. Double time it. Double. Pop into position. You guys pop into position. Ooh, they're close. They're fucking close. They're very close. Come on, you stupid bastards. Go for it. Do it. Do the stupid, do the stupid, do the stupid, do the stupid. Come on, you want to do it. You're begging for it, you bitch. You're fucking begging for it. Get in my line of fire, you stupid fucking mongrels. Double time it. There you go, you monkey. Okay, 2 casualties, 3 casualties. He's gone. Three casualties so far. Not what I wanted to deal with, but again. Because the thing is, if I killed them in auto resolve, they're probably going to take about like 717 casualties or 50 casualties or some stupid number. So I'm like, no, I'm going to minimize that to beyond levels of control. Okay, they got the first volley off. Fucks. They're elite as well, so they're going to be accurate. They've shattered, which is good. Not what I would call a successful day. Fucking 24. We killed him, but we suffered more than what I considered acceptable, therefore it was not a successful persecution battle. Sounds extremely over the top, but at the same time, you have to understand, I don't want to suffer needless casualties. It is, it's a given. It's a complete and utter given. I cannot suffer casualties. I must not suffer casualties. Especially in this particular stage where it's, you know, sure, I've got a large portion of Europe under my control. I have Africa, sort of. But I don't have the ability to withstand a major fuck around. And so far, the Ottoman Empire declaring war on me right now is kind of a major fuck around. So I'm hoping through this actions here, I can potentially, you know, mitigate things. But, right. So taking casualties is a thing I don't want to do. It's quite simple. Right. Yeah, that's fine. They can manage without spared reinforcements. Right. So that's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. So in the next episode, we're going to focus on trying to grab Bosnia, Serbia, as well as Bulgaria. These three locations should, once we've gathered them and, you know, secured them, we should be able to ensure complete and utter security and all that jazz. But at the same time, yeah, it's going to be a bit awkward, to say the least. Nothing really we can do about that. But, yeah. It's... I'm hoping that by securing these three territories and me offering a peace treaty to the Ottomans is going to give them a severe slap into the face. And then we can kind of wind down offensive operations in the eastern half of Europe and focus on to this thing. But that's going to be for the next one. So I will catch you guys in the next episode. This is Mr. Jaeger, signing out.